Did you know that only 68% of Americans can do a pull-up? If you want to be part of that club, keep watching. If you're tired of looking like this and want to start doing pull-ups like this video is for you. So real quick, personal story. Back when I was in high school and early college, I couldn't do pull-ups to save my life. So I bought a manual pull-up bar to go in my doorway, and I made a habit of every time I walked by it, I would rep out and flop like a fish as many times as I could. This did work over time, but it took like 5 or 6 months of consistency before I could get there. This way that I'm going to teach you now is going to help you get there in a matter of weeks using 3 strategies. So stick around to the end of the video and you're going to learn everything you need to know. Also, real quick, if you like what you're seeing, please subscribe to my channel and click the bell. That way you can be notified whenever I put out more content to help you get better with your own body. Step 1, we want to achieve proper scapular strength. That way we have a decent foundation and frame to do our pull-up. So in essence, we don't want to look like this. Go ahead, Kyle. Where we're shrugging our shoulders up towards our ears. Instead, we want to build strength here in these muscles. Our lower trap, middle trap, serratus anterior, rhomboids. All these are going to hold our scapula where they need to be so that we can adequately do a pull-up. So the way to get there is by doing this simple exercise. So I'm going to have Kyle here go ahead and hang down with his arms straight. We're going to keep our elbows straight. We're going to engage these muscles here, pulling our shoulder blades down and back and squeezing. Now you'll notice, hopefully from this angle, you can also see he's kind of leaning back as he's going through this. And this is to help clear from a range of motion standpoint as we're going to be doing our pull-ups. So we're just going to hold this for about 5 to 10 seconds and then relax. As you progress in strength here, you want to remove your legs so that you're just hanging from your hands. So let's go ahead and see that. Okay, so pick your feet up from the ground. There you go. Good. And as you can see, he is shaking. This is not an easy exercise to do. But we need to get where we can hold a good position for 10 seconds or more before we progress on. So step 2 to getting your first pull-up and repping them out is that we want to start building concentric strength and pulling. The way we're going to do this is using rings. If you don't have rings, I'm going to show you how else you can do it. But for now, we need to understand the concepts of gravity and lever arms. What I mean by that is that if I'm able to stand right here and do this row exercise, that's very easy for me to do. I could do 50 to 100, no problem. As I walk my legs further down on the floor, I'm going to change the angle, and gravity is going to be used as a resistance for me. So now for me to pull, it's getting harder. Then as I get all the way down, parallel with the floor, which is where you need to be, straight, and I'm able to pull myself up and hold. So applying this concept is how you're going to build the strength in order to do a pull-up. You need to be at the level where you can rep out 10 when you're parallel to the ground. When you're able to do this, you will have the strength necessary to do your first pull-up. Now, if you don't have rings like this, what you can do is purchase a pull-up bar like this off Amazon, your local store, whatever. But essentially, this extends out in your doorway. So I can raise this higher if my door would allow it. I could raise it higher and I can go lower. As I bring it down lower, same principle of doing a row this way where it's easy, or walking down further to where it's going to be more difficult. And you kind of have to play around with the positioning and your own body angle to get where you need to be. Ideally, for you to do 10 to 12 reps, your last couple reps on that set should be pretty challenging to do. That's when you know you're in the sweet spot. If they're easy, apply more resistance through changing your position and altering the level of the pull-up bar. The third and final step to getting your first few pull-ups is going to be by applying the concept of eccentrics to build strength. Now what that means, as a brief description, if we're looking at my bicep muscle here in the pull-up position, if I am producing force with this muscle and I'm shortening this muscle, like when I'm doing the row exercise, for example, when I'm pulling up, this is the concentric phase. Okay, opposite of that, if I'm going down, I'm still producing force in this muscle or else I would just fall. But I'm controlling myself slowly. That is working this muscle in eccentric fashion. When we do this, we have more breakdown of the muscle fibers and thus more muscle growth in a faster rate. Kind of like doing negatives at the gym. So what we're going to do to use this concept in practice, under your pull-up bar or surface, whatever you have handy, a chair, stool, it'll work. And we're going to stand up, come up to top position, and then we're going to slowly lower ourselves while removing our feet, like this. Over a good 4 or 5 second count, all the way down. Now, if you're not quite there yet, that's okay. What we're going to do is keep one foot on the surface and lower yourself down at that same rate. This should be challenging for you to do and should not be easy. Think of doing 4 to 5 reps at a time and then resting 1 to 2 full minutes in between sets so that your muscles can adequately recover. This is the simple 3-step framework to get your first pull-up and be able to have strength to rep them out over and over again. If you want some extra help on this through one-on-one, all you have to do is send me a message on Instagram with the word pull-up. When you do this, I'll give you more information about what this process can look like and how I can get you there faster to save time, frustration, and energy. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't yet. I look forward to giving you more information in the future. Peace.